Hey guys, welcome back to Gray Beard Garage. My name is Matt, and today we're working on my son's 2004 Chevy Tahoe, and we're going to be trying to fix uh, an engine code. I don't remember the engine code. Shoot, I'm sorry. I'll see if I can find it. But basically, the engine code is that the computer isn't able to find the throttle control anymore. So there's a couple different things you can do. One of them is grounding out the truck differently instead of the factory ground harnesses, which really aren't the best, to be honest. And that's what we're going to do first. So, kind of show you what we got here. Is this is 1/0 stranded copper cable. I crimped in battery terminals on here. We're going to use this to ground the truck, and we'll show you what that's going to look like here. So basically, we're going to get this thing grounded out correctly. Hopefully that cures the computer issue we're having. If not, I'm going to have to do check on the pigtail, make sure our pigtail is good. If the pigtail is good, then we're going to have to look at the throttle actuator on the throttle body itself. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I've already replaced this, which is, I think it's called the TAC, which is your throttle actuator control module. That's been replaced. I wire wheeled the studs that came out. That didn't fix the issue. So that was my initial try to fix it that didn't work. Now we're going to actually ground from the battery in the front here. So we're going to go from our negative terminal, and we're going to run our wire back here, and then we're going to loop across to this ground here, and then we're going to come from there back behind here, and then we're going to come down here to this, and we're going to ground in here. So that way we'll have battery to body, or control module and body, and then we'll ground it here to where this original ground cable is, and then we'll come back here. So we should have a really good ground in this truck at that point. If not, I don't know what else it's going to take to get it grounded correctly, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and pull that off and get started with it. Alright, I'm going to try and do this as best as I can without, getting my fat head in the way. Shoot, that's not going to work. I need to get I don't have a shorter extension. So this is a 10mm bolt here, guys. So we're just going to back this thing off. Oops. Alright, so we got that off. We'll place that there. And we'll go ahead and get one of our cables on there. Whew, man, it is blazing hot out here. I think these are both about the same size. That one's a little longer, so we'll use that one to run from the back. So this will run to here, just like this. These are a little longer than necessary, but actually they're a lot longer than necessary. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and mount that up here like this. Okay. Now we're going to jump from there to there. Actually, you know what? I did this. I wasn't really thinking clearly. So what we'll do is jump from here to this. Alright. So we'll back that off. I think that's a 10 also. Let's see if you guys can see that. I don't really know if you can. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and back it off from here. Alright. A little washer there. Oh no, that's that. So what we're going to do is put this nut back on before I forget. Okay. Okay, we got that one back on. Now we can put, you know what? Let's just clean this thing up for the show, right? Where's my wire wheel? Here it is. Ow. Oh, this tree's just beating me up. Alright. So, where are we going? Right there. So let's just go ahead and clean this stud off real quick. Doesn't take much. And it wasn't really super corroded, so let's go ahead and put this on. Here. Well, maybe. Put that on. And then we're going to go from there to this post. So we will put this here. Again, this is overkill, but I don't know what else to do, to be frank. I gotta get this thing figured out. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this back down. Alright. So we got that tightened down. Take that out of the way. I don't even know what that's for. Alright. So we got that one off. So that's the original ground strap from GM, which are prone to failure. So some people clean those up. I don't honestly see the point in trying to clean it because it's corroded down the entire length of it. So to me that seems kind of stupid, but whatever. We'll just move it out of the way for now so we can get in here and just kind of clean this up a little bit. Of course, we're going to probably end up grabbing some of that, but whatever. Collateral damage. Alright, so that's plenty there. Now we'll take our stupid ground strap, and I'm going to put this one on first. Then we'll put our ground strap back on. Okay. Tighten this back up. Oh crap, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Hold the phone. Huh. We need to put our other ground cable on there. Which again, like I said, that'll end up coming and running probably behind here. And then we'll ground it down on that, on the bracket for the what you call it, alternator. So this big fat cable does not like to be twisted into position. Alright, let's see. I think, well, let me just tighten this up and then we'll go, then we'll think. Let's see if I can find the best way to route this. That's coming to this here. So then this needs to come down here. Let's move you real quick. See if we can get you to see what we're looking at. So down in there is where my son bolted in the oil catch can. So I think we're just going to utilize what he's already got here. Let me just take you off and show you. I don't know if you can really see that well. So down in here where the catch can's mounted, I think we're going to bolt to that. Not bolt to it, but use that as our ground point. And I may have to get a longer bolt, so we'll see about that. Alright, give me one sec. Let me pull that nut off. See if I got a longer bolt too. Alright guys, we're back at it. Now, I don't know if I can get you in a good enough position to see what I'm doing. Let's see if I can move. You know what? Let's reset this tripod. Those are, that nut and bolt that he used on that bracket is, basically it's a 10 millimeter. So, I'm gonna get me a 10 millimeter wrench here real quick. I don't know, I've shown you guys that Craftsman set before. I mean, Craftsman's not what it used to be, let's be honest. But it ain't bad, especially for what we're trying to do here. It's certainly handy. I don't have to keep running back and forth, you know, to try and find the right tool. So that's kind of beneficial. So, alright. So, oops, lost that bolt. So much for that. Or that nut is gone. Now, I don't know if he drilled out this hole large enough for this size nut and bolt, but we're going to find out. And if not, well, I'll be drilling this out, 'cause I don't have anything else. Oh yeah, those are small. Shoot. I wonder if I've got anything smaller. Have to go look in my other toolbox. I mean, I probably got something smaller diameter, but yeah, we're gonna definitely have to drill that out. Super awesome. Alright, well, let me go get my drill bits, and I'll be back. Alright, so went and grabbed my drill. I'm going to try and drill this hole out a little larger. The one he did. And then I'm going to have to drill out the hole that's going through the bracket also. Let's just see if we got clearance. Now we're gonna have to go up a size. But let's just clean this thing out a little bit. Alright, that's good. Go up to our next size here. So that was a 1/4 inch. So now we're going to go to like a 5/16. That should get us where we want to be, I think. So let's go ahead and get that. Come down here. Okay. Let's just check. Very nice. Very nice. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and turn our catch can back up. just like that.
So at this point, I have lost my audio, which seems to happen rather frequently with this mic. So basically at this point here, I'm just talking about wiring in this cable to the alternator bracket. And I'm talking about how I've left it super long, how I didn't really measure these things out. I just kind of was eyeballing and cutting them as I went along. So here I'm talking about cutting off about 6 inches or so of length. And we're going to probably cut away here in a minute as I go inside to pick up my cable cutter and my crimping tool. And I'll bring those out. And in a little bit here, we'll see where I go ahead and cut that extra length off. And we will put on a new battery terminal connector at this point. So I'm kind of talking about that. Not a whole lot to really discuss here. Not sure where I disappeared to. Oh, there I am. I'm back. So anyway, I'm probably just talking about what to do next. And we're going to go to the next scene. So here I have my cable cutters that I got on Amazon. It was a set that came with crimpers as well, and some battery terminals. So I'm kind of explaining that. And we'll show you cutting the extra length off here in a moment. Oh yeah, there's your battery terminals or connectors. And then we're going to go ahead and, I guess, grab this extra length here in a minute. Maybe. There we go. Come on. Hurry up. Grab the cable. Let's get going. Man, I talk too much, apparently. All right, let's get the show going. Come on. There we go. And I think at this point I say, like butter. Yeah, like butter. And then I go about explaining how you can use your cable cutters to kind of start to trim off some of your excess sheathing from your cable. And we go into how to do that, kind of measuring out there how much bare copper we need to attach our terminal. And again, you'll see I'm kind of just twisting around the cable here, trying to get it cut so that we can strip it off. So here we're talking about still trying to take the sheathing off of the copper, explaining that I got this great knife here. It's a Smith & Wesson knife that my son got me for Christmas. And we're talking about just peeling this sheathing off here again. So that's kind of what's happening at this point. So here we begin to get this ready to go ahead and get crimped on. We've already cut it the length. Now we're using our new crimpers, the latest Amazon purchase, and see how nicely those crimp. I don't know if I show you up close or not, but it does do a really nice crimp job on there. Let's see if I was kind enough to show you guys. Nope, probably not. Alright, so basically here we're just going to grab some electrical tape. And we're just going to tape around that fitting. I mean, it's not like it's going to fall off or anything. But we'll just go ahead and tape it off with some black so that we know it's a ground. The green wire should also indicate that it's a ground. I know it's a ground, but I guess for the next person, if there is ever a next person, they'll know it's a ground also. Especially considering that it's coming from the negative terminal on the battery. So basically here I just explained that we're going to tape this thing off, and then we're going to attach it to the alternator bracket. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the bracket. Since we have to go through the oil catch can bracket, we're just going to go ahead and take our drill with a wire wheel attached, and we're just going to clean that surface up so that we get a nice contact point for the ground. That's pretty much what you can see I'm doing here. Nothing very exciting, unfortunately, but again, you can see we've just finished cleaning that bracket off, getting it ready to receive the new ground wire. And so you can see I've moved the catch can back up into place, and I'm going to have to end up drilling this thing out in just a moment so that it will actually take the new bolt and nut and washer that I found. So like I had said, the hole wasn't large enough to accept the new nut and bolt that I found, and at this point I'm going to go ahead and just drill this hole out a little larger, and that way it'll be able to accept the new hardware so that we can get our ground wire attached to the alternator bracket. So here I'm just taking the impact and a wrench, and I'm tightening down the ground cable to the bracket. And as you can see, we finished that up, so that's nice and tight now. And I think at this point we're done. And I think what we're going to do is probably explain oh yeah, I missed tightening that up, and then I also missed the roof strap too, which I had to go back and put the roof strap, not the roof strap, the hood ground strap had to be put back on, because I missed that when I initially put those wires on back there. So you'll see that I go back and, actually I don't know if I recorded that or not, but either way I have to put the ground strap for the hood back on. Alright, so at this point we're ready to go ahead and attach the new ground wire to the battery terminal, and that's what we're doing here. So I started threading by hand so that we don't cross thread going into the battery, which that would really be not great. So anyway, that's what we're doing here, is we're working on attaching our cable to the battery negative terminal. Using an 8mm ratcheting wrench. Not too tight. We don't want to go righty-loosey. There we go. Nicely done. And now we're going to attach our positive battery cable to that terminal. Again, starting by hand. And then we'll use our 8mm ratcheting wrench to complete that as well. So at this point, I'm just kind of starting to explain where we've got our cable mounted and kind of just looping around, showing you it went from the battery to that TAC, to the firewall, and then up to the alternator bracket. And I think that's about all the explaining there is to do on that. Again, that's just showing you the locations that we mounted to for that ground. And here I'm just testing to make sure everything's connected right, which it is. And then from here, we do our test start, which I lost the sound for also, and the pure excitement of actually getting this thing to work. So I'm actually going to probably recreate that in this next section, just so that you guys can hear that the vehicle does start now, because previously, before doing this ground, it wouldn't work. And here I am coming back and taking that nut off again, because you can see I forgot the hood strap, the ground strap for the hood. So I'm putting that back on. We'll get that tightened back up, and then we'll move on to our next spot. So at this point, I start the truck successfully. I'm rather excited, talking about how awesome this is that it actually worked. But I'm going to go ahead and get an actual recording of the truck starting with sound, so you guys can actually hear this thing start. and then you'll be able to see that the ground does work in an instance where the code is telling you that your computer has lost communication with your throttle actuator control. This is a reproduction of the startup, since I couldn't really do a voiceover to recreate that. I mean, I guess I could have. It could have been like boom, 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 boom. I guess that could have been a good test. But anyway, should start up. And you can see here it's idling where it should be. And the check engine light is gone. Although the ABS light's on, but whatever. But anyway, so the grounding does fix the issues that we were having with this vehicle. Just to show you. You hear that whine? That's the power steering pump that's getting replaced. Alright guys, I guess I'll go ahead and cap this off right here. Let's put the AC on and see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that, now she wants to die. Well, I mean, it's idling, but it's not like an AC running. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking out the video. This is Graybeard Garage. Remember, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. My name is Matt, and we'll see you here next time. Take care.